It is indeed a pleasure to extend a warm welcome to everyone gathered here today. On behalf of the administration, staff, and students of SWAHA Hindu College, I wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to N4 Wellness, the driving force and leader of this Wellness Pilot Project 2025, along with our esteemed partners, TNT Connect, the Rotary Club of Sangre Grande, Crown Her TT, the Chest and Heart Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and the Eastern Regional Health Authority, as well as all the doctors and professionals who have joined us in collaboration and support.
This was a project we started planning in 2020, and COVID happened. So today is definitely one for the books.
So seeing so many young faces ready to learn, grow, and invest in themselves is already a sign of something powerful, because you all are the next generation of change. So firstly, I would like to start off by saying your health is not just about what happens in a hospital or a doctor's office. It's about how you live, how you think, how you move, how you take care of yourself every single day. And that belief is exactly what inspired the creation of TNT Healthcare Connect.
Today, we are here not by guess. We have an Interact Club, resident Interact Club at this awesome organization. Let's put it up for the Interact Club. Also, one of Rotary International areas of focus has to do with disease prevention and healthcare. So we share the same vision that TNT Healthcare Connect shares. So we are really happy to be part of today's activity.
So today, guys, is all about you, a lifestyle that starts from young, okay? A lifestyle that when you will give you a longer life. You do not want when you're 25 and 30, you have a pacemaker, but it starts from now. So again, today, make today count by just getting all the information that you can, because it will better your life. Thank you very much.
It's starting in SWAHA, but it has to go to every school in Trinidad and Tobago. That's Rotary's vision for this event. So, SWAHA Hindu College, give yourselves a round of applause, because you all are the first. Diabetes does not have an age, and wellness starts from very early in life. It's the choices we make. So to present the ABCs of diabetes, I would like to invite both Dr. Geeta Budan Singh and Dr. Dhruva Sukraj, from Artemis Medical Clinic.
The healthy habits that you build now will impact your health later on. A lot of times, persons diagnosed with diabetes, 30s, 40s, and beyond, now trying to develop healthy habits, it's very difficult. So this, what you do today, will be important for tomorrow. The learning points that I would want you all to take away: A, I want you to be aware about diabetes. B, be knowledgeable about risk factors. And C, be conscious of lifestyle choices. Right. So some of the symptoms of diabetes would be, you feel very tired because you're not getting energy. You'd be more hungry, more thirsty, might go to the washroom to pass urine more frequently. Or some people may have no symptoms. The problem with diabetes is that if it is left uncontrolled, it can lead to heart disease, eye disease, kidney disease, nerve disease, even death. Right. So when it comes to healthy lifestyle, you have 4 pillars: nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress. Now, nutrition is a large topic. We won't have time to touch on everything, but just some of the basics. So complex carbohydrates tend to be better than simple sugars. So the amount of energy you need will vary depending on your age, sex, how active you are. But if on average you need 1,600 calories, that's how we measure energy, a day, look at the meal. On one side, 1,600 calories for the whole day is one burger and fries and a milkshake. You eat that, you get a rapid rise in your blood sugar, which is really not good for the pancreas. It stresses it out. And then when that sugar leaves the system, 2 hours later, you're hungry. If you eat again, you're going to be exceeding your energy requirements. Versus, on the other side, you choose healthy options, healthy carbohydrates, proteins, and vegetables. Balance, you can eat more than one meal, you feel full longer, and you have a lot of vitamins and minerals that's good for you. Which would you choose? Show of hands. This side? Who would choose this side? And who would choose the other side? Very good. All right. What about the benefits of healthy lifestyle? No, for me. And for that, I would like to hand over to my colleague, Dr. Sakraj.
So exercise is the magic pill that we all ignore and we treat it as routine. However, growing up as I did in my youth days, all we did was play. And my brain was functioning at a very high level and I didn't know it was because of exercise. In any event, exercise helps the brain, which is your supercomputer, the most complex structure known to the human being, to produce good chemicals. And these good chemicals increase your mood and affect your brain function. It also affects something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your ability of your brain to change. Long ago, people used to think that this was just reserved for children and teenagers. However, now we know even adults and to old age, you can still be neuroplastic. And one of the keys to this is exercise. You can actually use this. So exercise does something by producing a chemical called brain-derived natriuretic factor. Now, this chemical causes the cells in the brain to replicate, and especially in the areas responsible for memory and decision-making. These are the big ones which you need to focus on right now. What you need to do in order to deal with stress. This is very important. Most of you are already doing this. Hobbies like cricket, football, basketball, dancing, painting, art, even doing photography like myself. I see there's a photography club here, and I want to encourage that. Doing things like forest bathing or even regular just going to the beach is very important. Going into nature is very helpful. Mindfulness practice and meditation. So mindfulness is basically you bringing yourself back to the present, which literally means stop thinking about the future and the past. And to finish off, I'd just like to talk a little bit about sleep. Sleep hygiene involves getting off your devices 2 hours before you go to sleep. I know that sounds a little bit difficult, but that's something that you need to look at. It also includes doing things like adjusting your sleep environment, so making the room entirely dark, lowering the temperature of your room to a temperature that is cool enough for you, and of course, practicing things like meditation and mindfulness before sleep helps you with sleep. So thank you for listening, and we invite any questions should you have.
So I am Dr. Nadira Rambokas. I am the president and founder of Crown Her TT, and we are committed to ending period poverty. So period poverty is women who cannot afford or access menstrual products, okay? Anybody has any idea what percentage of women in Trinidad and Tobago cannot afford or access menstrual products? 60? Actually, that's right. It's between 52 to 60%. So do you think women should get free menstrual products?
We're going to talk about the dangers of smoking and vaping, and I always like to do one activity when I am speaking, right? So when I say one clap, I want you all to give me one clap demonstration. Right? So let's try that. One clap. Excellent. You're cooking with gas. All right, nice. So we're going to go into true and false. Tobacco kills more than 8 million persons a year. True or false? It is true. So tobacco kills over 8 million persons a year. Just today, over 14,000 persons will die because they consume tobacco in some form. There are over 7,000 chemicals in a cigarette, and at least 70 of them will cause cancer. So what can you see from the screen there? You see a rat, right? So there's chemicals in rat poison, there's chemicals in the camphor ball, chemicals that you put in insecticide and toilet bowl cleaner. Who here likes, on an evening when you go home, you like to sprinkle a little rat poison over your food just to give it a little flavor? Nobody? We know it will cause harm to you, right? But every time someone puts a cigarette to their mouth, that's what they are consuming. So for those of you who do not know how a vape works, it's an electronic device, and they would fill it with an oil. And this oil, it becomes heated by the battery, and it turns into a vapor. And the person inhales, and they exhale. So who here believes that vaping is safe? We'll come to that. So when someone is vaping, to answer your question, vaping is just as bad and sometimes even worse than cigarettes. But because vapes are fairly new, the cigarettes, people have been consuming that for years, and vapes is a new thing, there wouldn't be as much research in the vapes as the cigarettes, right? But whatever research we have, we are discovering that it's very dangerous. Number one, the vapes sometimes contain more nicotine than the cigarettes. So nicotine will cause things like heart attack and stroke, right? Number two, they will have something called heavy metals. And this will cause permanent scarring of the lungs. And you know that thing that makes it smell sweet and taste sweet? We call that diacetyl. And that diacetyl is linked to cancer, right? So when someone vapes, there is literally cancer on a stick. Pelt it away, I love that. So there are some suggestions, right? So usually when you get the urge, the craving to consume something that you're addicted to, it usually lasts about 3 to 5 minutes, more or less. So you do something to fill that time. It could be drinking water. It could be getting a hobby. It could be doing some jumping jacks. You could sing, you could whistle. Usually people who try to quit smoking, they will eat something sour, right? So all these things, they will help. And if you need extra help, then you come to us at the hospital or the clinic, right? So just to recap, how many persons die from cigarettes each year or smoking? Over 8 million. Nice. Is vaping good or bad? It's bad. Nice. One clap. Lovely. All right, thank you all.